Anywhere you see Islam spreading all over the world, it is synonymous with the way the Fulanis conquered the Hausas. I repeat, anywhere you see Fulani spreading all over the world, it is synonymous with the way the Fulanis conquered the Hausas. The methods are similar. Let's take a look at England. England has 66 million people. Out of these 66 million people, we have 4 million Muslims. Yes, 4 million Muslims out of 66 million people in England. Today, there are over 3,000 mosques in England. And there are over 130 Sharia courts in England. There are more than 50 Sharia councils in England. 78% of Muslim women do not work but receive state support plus free accommodation in England. Let's move on. Now, the mayor of London is a Muslim. The mayor of Birmingham is also a Muslim. The mayor of Leeds is Muslim. The mayor of Blackburn is Muslim. The mayor of Sheffield is a Muslim. The mayor of Oxford is a Muslim. The mayor of Luton is a Muslim. The mayor of Oldham is Muslim. The mayor of Rockdale is Muslim. This was achieved by just only 4 million Muslims out of 66 million. It tells you a lot. Then look at how the Fulanis conquered the Hausas. Look at the population of the Fulanis compared to that of the Hausas. Look at England. The population of Muslims compared to the population of others. Out of these 4 million people, we have more than 10 mayors that are Muslims in England. Remember the other time that they said Sharia must be compulsory. It led to riots in England. I told you the way they come little by little, they come with innocent face. They leave Afghanistan, they leave Pakistan, they leave all these Sharia countries that is practicing 100% Sharia. They leave it because of the crisis there, and they go to a peaceful Christian state. England is a Christian state. Even some churches in England are being sold off. They use them as restaurants, bar, and even nightclubs, casinos. But you see the Muslims, they come with an agenda. Out of 4 million, how do you explain it? Out of 4 million, out of 66 million people, we have 4 million Muslims. We have mayor of London, Muslim, mayor of Birmingham, Muslim. They are taking up positions of authority. Then look at how the Fulani used Islam to conquer the Hausas. It tells you a lot about the intention of Islam. Islam will dominate the world. Have you heard that before? Every fanatic, every ardent follower of the Quran will tell you that Islam will dominate the world. Wherever Islam finds itself, it wants to dominate. And how do you dominate? By force now. In one of my broadcasts, somebody told me that I'm telling lies about how the Muslims go about their conversion. How would a Muslim come to you and preach to you about Islam? Have you met a Muslim, or are you used to Muslims coming personally from house to house, having to do evangelism and preaching to you about Islam? If not with this family, they use their family, they bring themselves to a place, they exert influence on you. It is domination. For instance, now, a community of 100 people, you find a Muslim family come in. That Muslim family come in, they will take their time and start giving birth. They'll build a mosque. They will vie for political positions. And when they find themselves in political positions, they also use voodoo in a way. When you go to Mali, you know about how some people use voodoo in their religion. They also use voodoo, which means juju. So they use that position. They influence people to join whatever. They use that position. You see some of these rich men marrying top stars. They use their influence top musicians that have married Muslims, they use the influence of these top musicians to make people accept Islam. So you will not find a Muslim person coming to preach to you or whatever about Muhammad. I've not experienced that in my life. I don't know which of you that are watching this broadcast now have experienced it. I have not experienced that in my life. Look at how Islam is taking over the UK. We have 130 Sharia courts, 3,000 mosques, 50 Sharia councils, 78% of Muslim women do not work but receive state support, free accommodation. 63% of Muslims do not work, they receive state support plus free housing. Yes, the state supported Muslim families with an average of 6 to 8 children receive free accommodation. This is something they cannot get in whatever country they came from, whatever country they migrated from. You see, one issue I have with Sharia is that it is the dominance aspect of it. I've told you that a Muslim might be here and will be the only person that will not be comfortable with any other person because his religion says so. I'm telling you, the real people that practice Islam, not these people that are roadside Muslims. A kafir, who is a kafir, an unbeliever, what should happen to an unbeliever is either he must be converted, he must convert or bow, or he must be eliminated. That is the ideology of Islam. So when you find Muslims in a place, you might be doing your own business jeje innocently without looking at anybody's face. But what is in their mind is to how they will dominate you, how they must convert you to their religion. You saw the riots that happened in England. You saw the killings that happened in Germany. You saw the terrorist attacks that have been happening all over the world. It is how this religion operates at the moment. It is how it operates. You see those people in Enugu, the Suraj Ugu in Enugu, that's how they start, little by little. Now they have built a school, one of the best schools in Southeast. They use those leverages. They use economy, they use politics, and they use religion to dominate a place. That school, they will spend so much money. Maybe they get funding from Saudi Arabia or their sponsors. They get so much funding. We have Sukuk, the Muslim bank. They give you loans without interest. They are permeating. Unlike Christians, they go about to preach the word of God. They talk to you about Christ. They pray with you, and you are convinced. They don't force you. As a sinner, they even love you the more. The same thing can happen for a Muslim. If Christians were to be using their positions to convert people, I don't think the Muslims will be able to beat the Christians to that style of dominance. But the Christian will not, because of his position, use it against you. Just like a man that has money, because he has money, he can do and undo because he has money. When he doesn't have money, he cannot do and undo. He can go and enjoy himself anywhere he likes. He might not be faithful to his wife or girlfriend because he has money. So he's using the money he has to oppress people. That is what some of these Islamic fundamentalists, that's what they do. They use their position, which they have attained, to oppress people and also convert people to Islam. When I heard about the riots in England, and I said, these are immigrants too. You left a country that is burning. You left a country that does not respect human rights, and you carry yourself into an European country that respects human rights. And now you want that country not to also respect human rights. Why you ran away from a country? Don't you think that there's a big problem? There's something fundamentally wrong with all these people. We have said it. Any narrative that these Fulanis are pushing, from now to the end of Tinubu's tenure, it is going to be matched with resistance. We cannot continue with all this. See, Islam and democracy cannot exist in one place. Islam and democracy cannot exist. In fact, Islam is against democracy. Look at what is happening in, I think, Afghanistan. Women, you cannot see the face of their women anymore. They started first. Afghanistan, Eh? This, when when the US were there was even some even moderacy. Women were going to school, women were working, women had some little freedom. Now the Islamic people, fundamentalists, they took over. You can't see the face of almost any woman in Afghanistan. They can't go to school. They are not to be seen outside. They can't work on their own. It's just like they're in prison. It's just like they're in prison. They can't travel out of the country. They are already fixed around the country. That is the ideology of those that are sponsoring all this movement. You know, all these people that are moving up and down in Nigeria, who want to form Sharia. There's a sponsored move. They are being sponsored. There's a sponsored move for that. Whether it is financial, whether it is moral, there is a sponsored move. They don't just do it like that, because that Surajugu in Enugu State, I don't think he can just sit down and mobilize such a thing without getting a kind of support somewhere, interference somewhere. So those people that are supporting all this, look at what they aim to achieve. So if you embrace Islam, since Islam will dominate the world, you embrace Islam in the Southeast, and with the hope and aim to dominate everybody. So when they dominate everybody and they convert everybody, because sometimes if it's like it is like a cult. You know, if you join a cult, leaving that cult is death. The same thing with Islam. If you join Islam, leaving Islam is a death penalty. So I ask myself a question. Say now this one ain't be religion of peace. That any small thing shedding of blood, any small thing shedding of blood. I watched a video where bandits were beating young men in northern Nigeria, and the bandits actually killed 2 persons, and the government is sitting down watching all these things. And the same bandits of Boko Haram that had been killing, the Nigerian army now saw it very important that these people need to be enlisted into the military force. Now that day I know, say Nigeria, we cannot go anywhere. The Nigerian army hierarchy, they will keep quiet and be looking at you. They will not say anything. No. When people are crying and shouting, why is it that these Boko Haram guys that you need to send to go and meet Baba God straight, all those ones know they need trial. They don't need anything trial. I know when it gets to that now, they will obey the law. They obey the law. You still say you want to rehabilitate them. You do all the rehabilitation and you enlist them into the Nigerian army. Who does that? Where does that happen? With all the things that you have been doing, you still have intention to forgive people that have been killing, have been abducting, and they put it on video, and they are in your territory. Wow, man, that is interesting. I never see this kind of thing before. Is this what Islam would bring to the Southeast? You see, when you refuse, this is how they play. They have the people that enforce what they want to enforce. They have the people that instill fear in you. In a democracy, you will have some of these guys over there, the bandits and what have you. So they will be targeting Christian communities and putting fear in their minds. And when they abduct 1 or 2 of you, they abduct you and release you, there they will have threatened you that you must convert to Islam. That's what they do. So many gimmicks, so many ways of entering into any. See, in the UK, are you not surprised? More than 10 mayors in the UK are Muslims. Telling you, and most of them are immigrants. And because when they start swelling, they start increasing, they'll now be pushing for laws. There's a place in the UK that a UK citizen, the owners of the country, cannot do anything anyhow because it is occupied by Sharia, by these Muslim Islamic people. They come and they dominate and they change your systems. Your own system, your culture, they change your culture and your systems. They always say that it is religion before tradition. No, it doesn't happen in Igbo land. It can happen in the Middle Belt or in the Southwest. Religion before tradition, it does not work. It cannot work and can never work. That is the ideology. Religion, Islam is the culture of the Arabs. How do I know it's the culture of the Arabs? Muhammad was an Arab. Because look at the dressing. Look at the dress that they wear, and look at what warrants the dress, and look at the language. So you are taking the language and the belief system of the people, and it's being packaged into Islam, and you go to other places and you see other people's belief system, and you are calling those people's belief system a cake. Now you are waging war. I've said it. They take the advantage. When a Muslim gets an advantage over you, he uses that advantage to suppress you and to make you become Muslim. That does not happen for the Christian. The Christian, if I am a scientist, or I have maybe I'm a Christian, I have the cure to cancer, I will not use the fact that because I am a Christian I have the cure to cancer, then if you're a non-Christian, I can't treat you, you have to convert to this and that and that. It happens. They use it systematically. I did this video because of that man that asked me that question. How come we are having more Muslim mayors in a country whereby there are 4 million? We have 4 million population of Muslims in England. 4 million population out of 66 million. Not even up to 10%. Maybe 6-7% of the population. But they find themselves as mayor of different counties. And that's how they enter small mayor. From mayor, they start getting more Muslims involved. They start pushing vendetta agendas. They start pushing it little by little. Now every school in the UK is required to teach lessons about Islam. Small, they chip it. Now every school in the UK is required to teach lessons about Islam. Now, Muslim families, they give birth to many children. Now the state now is taking care of 6 to 8 children of these Muslims. So they use their population and push for some agendas and push for so many things. The more reason why you see in the north, bandits enter up and down. There are influx of bandits. Buhari said they are our brothers. A Fulani Buhari. They are brothers. Yes, they are brothers. Let them come in. The Fulani will tell you that they are the educated Fulani. They are the Bororo. They are the ones that are reading cars. They are this or that. All with the aim of dominating you. All with the aim. The Southwest should open their eyes. Because in Ilorin, it will be very difficult to take back Ilorin without shedding or without violence. In this system that we are in. Since they refuse to say there should be an Oba of Ilorin, instead they put Emir. This their Emir, Emiracy. The other time they wanted to put Emir in Benin, they resisted them. Little by little. Now every school in the UK is required to teach lessons about Islam. So those one in Enugu State now, when you allow them, you give them space, they will now create their own school and be pushing and pushing and pushing and really pushing. They are not sleeping, no. They know what they are doing. They push until Syria. Christians, Antioch, where they call the disciples Christians, was in Antioch. And Antioch is in Syria. And where is Syria today? A Muslim country. Turkey. Most of the biblical accounts of the New Testament happened in Turkey. Where is Turkey today? Turkey is Muslim. That is how they have consistently pushed, and they are converting and dominating. But here in Africa, the West Africa side of this divide, we have known their gimmicks, how they are pushing. And we are saying the more reasons why we don't want to stay in one country with these people, because they use the government opportunity they have and start pushing for all this. Look at what Buhari did, from grazing routes to forest reserve and water resources. He was pushing different vendetta and agenda because of the Fulani people. Mieti Allah under Buhari was like a demigod. Fulani ran rampage all over the country under a Buhari. It explains a lot to you. And some people go tomorrow and start saying he's a good leader. See, Nigerians are big mumu. I have always said it, Nigerians, at this point in time, it's never good for you to call yourself a Nigerian, because you are I think a goat is better. A goat is better than in Nigeria. So after I call a Buhari man of integrity, a leader, I don't think you must be okay. I don't think you must be okay. These are people that are pushing agenda behind closed doors. They will not come out and tell you that we are doing this. See, all this vendetta that is being pushed, you don't see them. But it they happen for your eyes. It they happen. Look at Kaduna State Governor. Bandits with their guns. They took media people. A bandit with gun is telling the governor, yes, we have come to repent. They are with their gun, no. No arrest, no whatever, no surrender. But in Niger Delta, they told them surrender your weapons. They all came and surrendered. Then they gave them amnesty. The bandits are still holding their gun, ready to fire and cock and we will not terrorize the community again. This and that, this and that. A Fulani governor is there now. A Fulani governor is there. So what do you expect? Yes, you should expect that they will allow their people reign now. I pity the Christians in those areas, and I believe that no matter what this guy do, you cannot beat Christianity in Nigeria, in West Africa, and also in the world. Muslim dominating the world will eventually self-destruct. If you want to use domination, the region is beautiful, but using those system and tactics will self-destruct religion. Many people are living Islam by the day, but they are afraid to say it. But so don't be happy that some people just post one picture. Yeah, this man left Islam. Mashallah. Many people are living Islam and they are afraid to say it. If they will publicize people that are living Islam on a daily, you understand what I'm saying.